everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's terrific. Lend me your ear. Today I've got a book in the mailbox and I got to get that mother out of the box. The kids say that's called an unboxing. I don't know why you just don't say take it out of the box. Anyway, I'll do what the kids say because the kids know what's going on. This book came directly from Subterranean Press. Ever hear of it? And this book is a second printing, a signed second printing of a book that Subterranean Press already published. This book was printed about 1,000 copies. Subterranean Press didn't give us a specific number. They said about 1,000 copies. And it is called Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson. Ever hear of it? Book 1 of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. And I don't have any books from that set, any books from Subterranean Press or anybody else from that set. So I'm glad to be able to start afresh. Now, this particular publication had a lot of people excited. And then things started to come off the rails. First of all, there was some problem with the printer and the books were basically essentially ruined. And Subterranean Press said, we're starting from scratch, getting the author to sign another 1,000 copies, getting the printer to start all over again, printing this book out. And then the book came in, and then Subterranean Press said, oh shoot, the gold gilded page edges are messed up. Some of the pages in the books are dog-eared or folded over. And then it was even discovered later on that the dust jackets didn't fit the book. So this particular publication has been snake bit, is the term in the parlance of our times that a lot of folks have used. And so Subterranean Press, William Schaefer said, look, before we ship these books, if anybody doesn't want it, we'll give you a refund. We're not going to mess with trying to print them again for a third time. Sorry, that's the way it goes, and such as that. Anyway, I decided I wanted mine anyway. I wanted it anyway, and here it is. And let's see how it looks. I am quite curious to see the outcome on what I got. Some folks have posted online pictures of their copies and saying they look pretty doggone good. Some folks have complained. I think I've seen more people upset about the dust jackets not fitting than any of the other stuff that has gone wrong with this particular publication. I don't know. I want to see what mine looks like, and that's what we're about to do. Now, before we get any farther, my book box took a bit of a hit. So I'm hoping that the Subterranean Press packaging has done the trick. And they don't scrimp on packaging. Lots of this stuff, cheese, white cheese Cheetos, they don't taste very good. Ew. Sorry, Cheetos, these are nasty, kind of flavorless. Here's the book wrapped in bubble wrap. Let's set this aside. See what else came in here. Anything else? I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss a thing. Nothing. That's all I deserve. Nothing. All right, set that to the side. I got a book wrapped in a bubble envelope, mailer envelope sort of thing. Let me open this thing up. Because so far I don't know anything. I know nothing. Know nothing. So we'll get it out of the plastic. Thanks Subterranean Press for the packaging efforts, and I'm hoping that they paid off on this one. I hate seeing when a box takes a shot. Alright, so my invoice says paid. Cool, man. I like it when my junk is already paid. And quotes from the warehouse. I'm glad they brought these back. This layer of cheese is referred to as the comfort layer. I don't know what you mean when it comes to pizza. I like the cheese. Anyway, I love the notes from the warehouse. And let's take a look. One more thing that Subterranean Press has started doing. When books get damaged in shipping, it's often the corners that take the beating. So what did they do? They paid attention, and they've wrapped the corners in bubble wrap. And this is something that's not brand new. Seems like they've been doing it for half a year now or something like that. And I like it. Any efforts that a publisher puts into making sure your stuff isn't damaged from shipping date to receiving date is all right with me. Get a couple more off, and then we'll take a look at this Joker. See how pretty it be. All right. Hey, when they say unboxing, they mean it, man. They make you work to get the book open. But let's get it out, and let's see what she be. So immediately, there it is. And I like it. I love this artwork on the cover by Michael Comark. Michael Comark, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If not, I do truly apologize. It is unintentional. But some of the fuss comes in right here. And let's see, my top is even. The bottom, you probably can't see it right there. But as I close in, you see a gap on the edge of the dust jacket to the edge of the book. And for me, I've got a lot of books like that. It's never been a thing that I complained about. The way I see it on a case like this is if they all came that way, I don't really care. I don't necessarily want to have the one that's shorter, but one out of 1,000. But if all 1,000 are like that, it doesn't bother me. Like I said, I've got some important books in my collection that have that feature. It does not bother me. Here's another feature, one that caused some troubles, is this gold gilt page ends. Now you can see a little bit of a flaw there on top of mine. And on the side, it looks doggone good. And then on the bottom, just this, let's say, a little bit of a nick. How do you get that to show up? Right there. You can see, anyway, yeah, you barely see it. A little bit of a nick. The page ends are not perfect. Again, I've got a lot of gold gilded page-edged books, and almost none of them are perfect. Almost every single one without fail. If I look, I'm going to find some flaws. And this one has some flaws. Let's take a look at our binding there. And binding on the bottom. And I can say, honestly, when I look at this, I'm happy. I'm not upset. I don't see a problem with this. Not perfect. I don't always need perfect, especially if there's some explanation involved in it. I just don't want stuff that's busted up, bashed up, beaten up. So let's get this dust jacket off and take a look at the raised front cover image. Now you can see that. I said raised. Let's see how we can show that off. It is raised. You can feel it. It pokes out, and it's awesome looking. And then our spine, without the dust jacket, just looks truly phenomenal. High class, beautiful gold stamping on the spine. It looks like it's sunken in, but it doesn't feel like it. If it is, it's barely embossed. And then the back is blank. Did I show you the dust jacket? I showed you the front, and I think I showed you. Anyway, the spine of the dust jacket and the back is blank also. So there's what this is, the second printing, a signed second printing, 1,000 copies, about 1,000 copies, and it cost $200. I ordered this originally, I think I ordered it January 31st, 2022, and today is October the 3rd, 2022. So for a book that was printed, discarded, reprinted, and shipped, not bad. I've waited a lot longer for a lot lesser of a book. But anyway, $200 is what I paid for this book, and it's nice. I'm glad I was able to get it. I'm glad that my copy is in as good a condition as it is. What I'm showing you right now is the end papers, custom marbling by Gemma Lewis. And I believe that is solely for this second print copy, as well as the gold gilded page edges. The first print copy didn't have either, I don't believe. Now the interior illustrations are brought over from the first print, and we already talked about Michael Comark and how I can't guarantee that I'm pronouncing the name correctly. And there is a signature page. The second print is not individually numbered. The publisher just said approximately 1,000 copies. So what I want to take a look at is, I've never held the first print copy in hand, So I want to take a look through here and see if I can find some of these illustrations that we keep mentioning. Let's see how they look. Right here is a Genebacchus, the Malazan campaign, 1160, Burn Sleep. So there is a map for our reading pleasure. Looking for illustrations. Let's pull through here and see if I can find one of these gold gilded page edges. It hides the darkness on the end of the page. But here is an illustration. And like I said before, as far as I know, these are all carried over from the first print run. So this one is second print, typically considered lesser. Not individually numbered, typically considered lesser. However, gilded page ends is a feature, a bonus feature in this second print, as well as the beautifully marbled end papers. Again, another beautiful feature. And then containing all of the interior illustrations is excellent. What I don't want is I don't want a second print with fewer features. Not that I don't want it. Hey, it's better than nothing. If you don't got the first and you don't want to pay for first on the secondary market, then you get what you can get. However, when you got a second print with fewer features than the original, it really truly becomes lesser or less than. And Subterranean Press seems like they put a little effort into making this one not a less than second print, but a second print that perhaps you might like better. Or if you have a first print, you might need to get the second print. So I'm using all my tricks to try to find these amazing, awesome, terrific, fantastic illustrations. How many more adjectives can I use, or should I use? Probably pulled enough out of the hat for now. But phenomenal edition. When you talk about spending $200 on a limited edition book, you're getting up there into that category where you're telling the publisher, you better deliver. When you get up into the $200 range, if you don't get something special, it's a disappointment. And this edition, nice, of Gardens of the Moon definitely delivers. This to me feels like I was delivered a $200 book. And I've paid $200 for books before where I opened that joker up and I felt like I'd been cheated. And this is not one of those examples. This is an example of quality, getting what you paid for. There are, like I said, I talked about some of the issues that have come up with this book, and then the back end papers, the beautiful marbling. Some of the issues that have come up with this book, and basically the upfront offer saying, hey, we're not going to reprint it a third time. We're going to ship them out as they are. Here are all of the warts, all of the flaws, and if you don't want the book, we'll refund your money. I think you can't do better than that. I don't think. I don't think you can expect somebody to do better than that anyway. But what I ended up with anyway, is a beautiful book, well worth the money, quality edition that I'm going to keep, that I'm not going to be worried about these little, in my case, little things that I probably wouldn't have complained about anyway. I swear, I'm not lying. I got standards, but my standards are not to the highest 1/1,000,000th percentile, whatever that means. I want stuff not being busted up and not being damaged, but I probably would never have complained about any of these issues on this particular edition. Now, that being said, your book might not be up to par, up to this level. It might be better. It's hard to say. I don't know. But I've showed you with the problems. William Schaefer has told us about the problems. Other readers have told us about problems. And anyway, I'm happy with what I got. Pleased. I can't complain in the least. And with that being said, I can think of no more lies to tell. So thank you for your time. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Hey dog, blue girl, it's your turn.